The Haunting at Ravenswood Boarding School. In a quiet town in Oregon, USA, there stood an old and prestigious institution, Ravenswood Boarding School. Surrounded by dense woods and misty hills, it was the kind of school that looked beautiful in photos, but carried secrets behind its stone walls. Years ago, two students, Sid and Neha, met here while studying in 11th grade. Neha had just transferred from another state. Sid was already popular, and so was his best friend, Jimmy. But when both Sid and Jimmy fell for Neha, things started to change. Neha chose Sid, and Jimmy couldn't accept it. Slowly, his behavior became obsessive. He began stalking Neha and fighting with Sid. One night, unable to cope with rejection, Jimmy hanged himself in his hostel room. After the incident, Neha left the school, and time moved on. 10 years passed. Sid and Neha, now married and living in Portland, were invited back for a school reunion at Ravenswood. They hesitated, but decided to go, unaware of what was waiting for them. As they arrived at Ravenswood, old memories returned. The staff welcomed them warmly and led them to the auditorium where the reunion party was in full swing. Everyone was dancing, laughing, and reliving old moments. Neha, after a while, got tired and sat down to rest. That's when she noticed him, a boy standing at the back, staring at her. He had dark circles under his eyes, pale skin, and a hauntingly sad face. She felt she'd seen him before, but couldn't remember where. Suddenly, the boy vanished. Curious and unsettled, Neha followed his figure down the hallway, through the basement, until she reached the old art room, the place where she and Sid used to skip classes together. The room was dusty, full of forgotten paintings and memories, but something didn't feel right. As she stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind her, on its own. A strong chemical-like smell filled the room, and she began to feel dizzy. Then, she heard soft crying. In the corner sat the same boy, covering his face with his hands. Terrified, Neha turned to bang on the door and scream for help, but when she looked back, the boy was gone. He was now crawling on the ceiling, upside down, moving straight toward her. His face was distorted, monstrous. Neha screamed and passed out. She woke up in a hostel room. Sid was sitting beside her. She had a high fever. In a panic, she described everything she saw. Sid comforted her and told her to rest. Later that night, as Sid walked toward the washroom through the dark corridor, the lights flickered. He paused, uneasy. Inside the washroom, he felt a sudden chill. It was freezing, as if someone else was there. While washing his hands, the lights flickered again. Suddenly, an invisible force threw him against the wall. He looked up, and there stood the same boy. Sid whispered in shock, "Jimmy?" The boy let out an inhuman scream and lunged at him, choking him violently. Sid struggled, gasping for air, until the hostel warden rushed in and found Sid alone, lying on the floor. The warden helped him back to the room, but as they entered, a horrific sight awaited them. Neha was hanging from the ceiling fan. They screamed. The warden rushed to bring her down. Luckily, she was still breathing. She was taken to the hospital and stayed unconscious for 3 days. When Neha finally woke up, Sid told her what he saw. Neha confirmed that she too had seen the same boy. Sid then reminded her it was Jimmy, the boy who once loved her, who couldn't accept rejection, and who ended his life within those very walls. Though a decade had passed, Jimmy's spirit had never left Ravenswood. He was still there, trapped in his grief, in his obsession, in his rage. Neha still sees him in her nightmares. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to subscribe to Dark Ties. because the next video will be even more terrifying. Coming soon.